Hello, World Geography class. Good day to you. I want to say two things. Welcome to our first class since we last met before spring break. And I know this is a little strange, but we got to do this today. Now, today I'm going to be going back to where we left off. I'm going to try to do a quick recap that should take no more than a minute, and then we're going to go into today's lesson. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Here's a map of the world in the form of a globe as we know it. And remember, we learned previously that the top here is where we are. Right where this blue dot is, this blue dot signifies where we are in Texas, in the United States, right here, somewhere around Pecos County. At the top, however, it's Canada, the United States, Mexico. These three countries comprise what we call North America. Then we come down to Central or Latin America, which includes Guatemala, Nicaragua, Panama, and those countries here. Then we enter South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, Ecuador, and of course the largest country in South America is Brazil. Now we're going to try to turn the globe slightly so as to show you the other continents and the other parts of the world that we've been discussing in our previous lessons. So we turn the globe, and right opposite South America, we'll find this huge continent, Africa. The last time we met, we spoke about Africa as a continent generally for maybe a few minutes, but we spent most of our time focusing on the countries in Northern or North Africa, these countries right here. Right above Africa, these are the countries, Europe. And right here from Turkey, these are the countries of Asia. Now, we're not going to confuse ourselves by looking at anything else other than Africa, and more particularly, North Africa. Now, based on the last assignment that you had, the thing that you had to do was, first of all, identify Africa in the form of a map. So you literally had to draw an outline of this and show it to us that you know you can identify Africa on a map. And the second thing you had to do was identify at least 3 countries in Northern Africa. And of course, we've got about 12 of them, so 3 was very easy for you to find. We have Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Western Sahara, Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Chad, Sudan. Now, after you were able to select 3 of those countries, the other thing you had to do was tell us a little bit about the people. And what we do know is that when we looked at Egypt, Libya, and Algeria, and including Tunisia, they all seem to have a few things in common. Here, the people are predominantly Arab. Secondly, they tend to speak Arabic. And thirdly, the other thing is the main religion in all 3 or 4 of these countries, depending on which one you chose, is Islam. The other thing we also were able to observe simply by looking at the map was the fact that up here seems to be brown. And we know whenever we see on a map of the world something looking brown like this, it means one of 2 things. Number 1, it's extremely dry, and number 2, it's a desert. So we know for certainty that this part here, referred to as Northern Africa, is dry and desertish. Of course, there are pockets of oasis or places where you have a lot of vegetation and stuff like that, but generally, this vast landscape here that encompasses these 12 countries, it's dry and it's desertish. Now, today we'll continue by doing one more thing. We will look at the continent as a whole, and we'll be able to see 2 things. Number 1, this area here is dry and desertish, and this area here is more tropical, which means that right where the equator line is here, they get a lot of rainfall, they get a lot of sunshine, there's a lot of vegetation, and here people can literally plant more food and eat more natural food and food that's locally grown and sourced. So today, what I want to do before closing this lesson is to remind you once again that this outline here represents the continent of Africa. These are the countries, named and listed and written in English, are the countries of Africa. And more particularly, this upper region here is referred to as Northern Africa. And Northern Africa is predominantly dry and desertish, just as we are here in Pecos County. And there is scant vegetation except for areas where you have rivers, creeks, streams, draws, etc. The other thing we need to know is that most of the people who live up in these, especially the northernmost countries such as Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, they are predominantly Arab, which means that they're slightly different from the black or Negro Africans that we know. So here, the Arabs are predominant. Their main religion is Islam. And the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to give you this as a research item for which you can earn some points, is you're going to tell me a few things. Number one, what's the difference between Arab Africans and mainland Negro or African Africans? People who look like me. What's the big difference? Aside from the fact that their hair is slightly different and things like that. The next thing you're going to look at is you're going to look and see what is the main source of economic activity in these three countries. Now, some of you have already submitted your assignment and you've gotten great grades, but for those of you who haven't, this is a good time to review that work. What's the main economic activity for these countries that are predominantly in Northern Africa? Yes, what is the main economic activity? What is the main religion? We know it's Islam. What is the difference? Is it all one type of Islam, or are there differences in the type of Islam? Well, I know for certain that you know at least two forms of Islam, Sunni Islam and Shia Islam. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I'm going to leave that for you to do some research. Now, after you finish working on here, I'm going to give you some more materials in Google Classroom. And then when I'm finished giving you that material, I hope you're going to read the material, I hope you're going to watch the videos, and then, of course, again, in Google Classroom, where it says, I think, classwork, you're going to see a small quiz down there. That quiz is supposed to have anywhere between 5 and 10 questions. That will be a check on your learning. That will provide the grade for the week, and it will also allow me to give you a daily grade for the week that you were not here, but you were learning at home or wherever you are. So until we meet again the next time, thank you for watching. I hope this video making thing gets better for me, and I promise I'll try my best to deal with this technology and the use of this form of teaching method. So it's not always going to be this bad, but I promise I'll get better at it. So until next time, be corona-free, and make sure you look out for the members of your community, because remember, unlike the others, you've had 2 weeks of training in this class as to what to look out for, what to expect, and how to respond to the coronavirus, and how to protect yourself and your family and your loved ones. So until next time, have a good day. Bye.